In the 12 months since George Floyd's death, there has been an effort at all levels of government to change the relationship between police and the communities they patrol.
But from Washington to Springfield and here in Chicago, major reform has moved slowly. WGN political reporter Jamon Bradley explains.
I can breathe. Breathe the name of it.
Release of the George Floyd video intensified the nationwide police reform movement. As protests grew, cities and states introduced policing bills. From coast to coast, lawmakers approved various measures concerning chokeholds, use of chemical spray gas, search warrants, and accountability for officers.
Across the country, we are in the midst of a racial justice reckoning with policing at the center.
Nusra Choudhury is the legal director of the ACLU of Illinois. She says while numerous municipalities responded to the Floyd video by enacting meaningful police reform, Chicago has been stuck in neutral.
Unfortunately, we see in Chicago that community engagement is a fiction so far.
This past winter, the Illinois legislature approved and Governor Pritzker signed into law an overhaul of the state's criminal justice system. Ending cash bail was the centerpiece of the bill, but the legislation also looked at policing. The law requires every police officer in Illinois be equipped with a body camera, increases certification, and allows for anonymous complaints against police. But in Chicago, there are roadblocks to reform. Illinois labor law makes police union contracts the final say. In Chicago, the police contract prohibits anonymous complaints.
That requirement has been a barrier to holding police accountable.
It's not that activists aren't trying.
Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot!
Some, like 20th Ward Alderman Jeanette Taylor, want to defund the police.
We spend 40% of the city's budget on police, and we don't feel any safer. We never had this many problems in the 80s or 90s when it comes to policing. You didn't have this much crime, but that's because you had after-school programs, you had social centers, you had summer youth employment.
Alderman Roderick Sawyer of the 6th Ward is pushing reforms, although he stops short of advocating defunding the police.
We need to reimagine how we fund the police and, not have police do non-police functions. I get where people are frustrated, and I understand the frustration, but I don't think the answer is to just cut off all funding for police activity. Police are like, I'm a lawyer, and you always hear the jokes, but you always talk about them until you need one. It's always, I hate the police until I need the police.
Since 2018, CPD has been trying to achieve court-mandated reforms, and in recent months, the department has taken steps to revise its search warrant and foot chase policies. But grassroots organizations want more. Activists are pushing for a citizen-led commission that would have final authority on matters of police policy.
Right now, we're stuck. I cannot get an ordinance out of the Public Safety Committee. I think the mayor is making attempts to introduce her own version of what the accountability looks like. Under this administration, it was a commitment under the first 100 days that we would pass police reform, police accountability, and it's gone 2 years in now, and we still haven't passed it.
What's the biggest obstacle right now?
The mayor. The mayor and the police department are the biggest obstacles.
I absolutely still support and will be offering my own proposal regarding civilian oversight. But police policy is complicated. And my hope is that we are going to create a structure where there's harmony between the civilian oversight and the police department when it comes to making policy. And if there's a dispute, then that dispute has to be settled by me.
Not everyone in City Council wants a police overhaul.
These lefty loons they don't have a clue.
38th Ward Alderman Nick Sposato says the added scrutiny of police is handcuffing officers, and he's worried about the number of retirements.
What's going on? Why don't people want to be police officers right now?
Well, you see what happens. They can't do anything right. They're wrong if they shoot. They're wrong if they don't shoot.
So police don't feel supported.
I don't think they feel the least bit supported.
Chuck Wexler is executive director of the Police Executive Research Forum, a think tank that develops best practices for police. He warns there may be unintended consequences of civilian oversight.
Intuitively, you think we need civilian oversight, and in some cases that makes sense. But the irony is, if you look at civilian review boards, they tend to be not as experienced as police chiefs themselves. So they wind up being more lenient.
What do we want? Justice! What do we want it now?
Police reform in America remains unsettled, but Black Lives Matter can point to gains scaling back the force officers can use on civilians.
What's happening is the American people are seeing policing, the good, the bad, and the ugly, to be honest. And some parts of what they're seeing, they're questioning.
Last summer, the U.S. House, controlled by Democrats, passed the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act, aimed at addressing misconduct, excessive force, and racial bias. In the Senate, a bipartisan group of lawmakers is working on compromise, but issues such as qualified immunity, which protects police from civil litigation, are proving tricky to navigate. In Illinois, the legislature punted on qualified immunity. Tamon Bradley, WGN News.